Story time, y'all. So back when I was a personal trainer in Palo Alto, I thought faith meant force. I thought if I just prayed harder, fasted longer, believed stronger, quoted enough Bible verses, God would move. I had an elderly Jewish client in her 90s, wheelchair bound, had severe neuropathy in her feet and legs. Her caretaker was a believer, and they'd let me share the gospel during the sessions. I wanted to see her healed, like Peter at the gate in Acts. So for 3 nights, I prayed in tongues, I fasted, covered myself in sackcloth and rope I got from Joanne's Fabrics. I put ash on my face from my pastor's fireplace. I did everything I thought showed faith. I was doing what the Old Testament prophets were said to do, praying and fasting in sackcloth and ashes. And I begged God to do what he'd done before in the scripture. Anyways, Thursday comes around. I was telling her about the miracles in the book of Acts performed by the apostles. I began commanding healing in Jesus' name. She tried to stand, but obviously she couldn't. And I just stood there, embarrassed, confused, really crushed by this. That moment, though, didn't break my faith. It just broke my assumptions because I knew scripture wasn't wrong. My understanding was wrong. So I thought failure meant I lacked faith, but it actually just meant that I lacked understanding. After that day, I wrestled with the question, why didn't God heal her? Wasn't it his will to heal the sick? Didn't Jesus promise that we do greater works than himself? Didn't Jesus say anything is possible to him who believes? But faith isn't a formula. It's not a performance. It's trusting in what God has revealed, not in what I imagine. I realized I was treating faith like magic, not obedience. I was treating the Bible like a book of incantations where you just quote verses and God is supposed to do something. After all, God watches over his word to perform it, right? I was chasing results, not truth. That experience didn't make me doubt God, it made me study him more. And that's when I discovered the Spirit's never going to contradict the word he inspires. That failed healing didn't end my ministry, though, it just redirected it. I started researching tongues, miracles in the early church. I learned what it meant to exegete the scriptures. That is, to draw out the meaning of from the text, you know what I'm saying, as opposed to eisegesis. That is, when you impose foreign ideas into the text. I found that the apostles didn't chase experiences. They preached Christ. Their miracles confirmed the message. It didn't replace the message. The miracles done by them were to confirm to the nations that they were, in fact, actual eyewitnesses. They were actually with Jesus. None of us 2,000 years later have been around Jesus like that. So why are we still trying to do the miracles? The more I studied, the more I saw modern tongues weren't the same gift. They were emotional subtitles for biblical power. This was one of the realizations that led me to Reformed theology, to exegesis, to hermeneutics and homiletics, to a faith that thinks, tests, and trusts. I still believe in miracles, but I believe more in the truth because the Spirit's greatest work isn't noise, it's knowledge.